learners, there are two types of tables in Hive. One is managed table and another one is external table. Let us now try to understand about managed table. So what is meant by managed table? So according to the name, I can say that data is managed by Hive in managed table. So Hive owns the files and also directories. In case if you delete a managed table, it will delete both the data and also the metadata. So let us now proceed with this. Let me log into Hive. So it is getting connected now. Okay, so let me use my database, say use tutorial. So in case if you do not remember, you can write that show databases. So you can see default, export DB, Hive tutorial and tutorial 1, right? So what I'm going to do now, let me use tutorial 1. So I'm going to use tutorial 1 database. So let me create a new tabular column now. So create table test and let me give ID, begin, and I'm going to give name, right? So comma, name, string data type, so now let me show tables. Now you can see text over here, right? So let me clear the screen now. I hope you remember Ctrl+L. So whenever you create a table in Hive, by default, it is managed table. So let me do one thing. Let me open the terminal, Cloudera Quick Start. I'm opening another terminal here. So let me write Hadoop FS. So what I'm trying to do here now, I want to display the root user in terminal. So now you can see Spark file, Spark key, Spark input user over here. Right? So now let me try to display Hive warehouse folder structure. So how to display Hive warehouse? So again, same Hadoop fs-ls/user Hive, because I'm trying to display Hive warehouse, right? So user Hive warehouse. Yeah, you can see warehouse company, warehouse export DB. You can see different databases here, right? So what I'm going to do, I want to display the contents of tutorial 1 database. So let me write it. So tutorial 1 dot db. So now you can see under this, you can see customers table, students list table, and also test table, right? So let me clear my screen. Right? I hope this is clear, right? So now when I say how to load data into Hive table, we can load the data into Hive table using insert command, or you can load it from file, or you can use table to table loading. So now let's continue with insert, using insert command, how to load the data, right? So what I'm going to do now, so let me insert the data. So let me go back here, right? So here, let me write insert into test, because I have created a table test, right? So let me write values. Let me write 001, comma. Let me write Lata, right? Let me see whether it is working or not. Yes, you can see it is working successfully. And you can see that it is triggering MapReduce job, right? So let me display the contents of this test table from the terminal. So let me go here and let me write, right? So what is the name I have given? Test, right? So let me run this now. You can see this, right? Fine. So basically what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to display the contents of this test table from the terminal. Now, in case, if I want to display the records of this test table, what I can do now? So what I have to put over here? The file name. Right? So let me try this, whether it is working or not. What I'm going to do, let me, just because I'm listing out again and again, it is listing out. So I want to display the content. So what I have to write? Cat, right? So what I'm going to write now, cat now you can see this is the input I have given 001 and Lata, right? So that is the output. I'm getting it over here. So now in case, if I want to drop the manage table, so let me clear the screen. So let me drop table test, right? Now you can see like it has taken 0.319 seconds, right? So let me go to the terminal now. Let me see whether the test table is there or not, because I have dropped it, right? So Hadoop fs-ls, okay. Okay. So fs-ls, yeah. You can see that now test is not there, right? So previously test was there. If you remember, there was actually test. Now, if you see that previously test was there, right? Now, if you see here, there is no test table here, right? So what we have seen now, so we were actually looking into the manage table. We have seen how to load the data using insert command. But again, remember, it is not actually recommended, but still we are just trying to understand it. Also, we have seen when you drop it, what is happening here, right? So now the second one, when I say data loading using a load command, okay. So data loading using load command, right? So now whenever you want to load data into a Hive table, you can actually take it from local file system into Hive table or from HDFS to Hive table, right? So we can do in two ways. So what I'm trying to explain now is we can load the data using load command. You can do it, you can load it from your local file system to Hive table or from HDFS to Hive table, right? So let us now try to understand that. So before starting with that, let me clear my screen. Right. So let me go back to the terminal. Right. So here, let me create a folder in the root directory. So I'm going to create a folder now. Let me name it like data. Okay. So how to create a folder? Hadoop fs mkdir make directory, right? So slash, so the folder name is data. Sorry, I'm in Hive, right? So that's why it's not working, right? I'm into Hive. So let me go to this terminal, right? So Hadoop fs mkdir slash data, right? So what I have done, I have created a folder data in the root directory. Now let me list the root directory and see whether the data folder is created or not. So how to list it? Hadoop fs-ls. So let's see whether data is created or not. Okay. So now you can see that data is there, right? So you can see that now, right? So what I'm going to do now, say I want to, I basically want to download a file and I want to put it into Cloudra downloads folder, right? So I want to download a file and I want to put it into Cloudra downloads folder, right? So what I'm going to do now, let me write cd downloads, right? So let me see ls, I'm writing like pro, sorry. So now you can see that I have listed out, I could see a CSV file over here, right? So this I have taken it from Google. So rank math SEO world.csv, right? So now what I'm trying to do now, so I'm going to move this CSV file into the data folder of HDFS, which we have already created, right? So how I can do that? Say again, Hadoop -fs. So to move the file, what is the code? Copy from local. So I want to move it into the folder of HDFS, right? So let me write home Cloudra downloads, right? And then let me copy this. I should not make any mistake. Right? Okay. Okay, so by mistake, it got run to, okay. So now the next one, what did I say? I want to move it into the data folder, right? So let me write data. Okay. So I could see, okay, fine. The reason is I'm into downloads, right? So that's why actually it is throwing an error, right? Okay. So let me put the code once again, right? CSV, and then let me write like data, right? So let me run the code now. Okay, no command name fs was found. Okay, so let's see what is the mistake here. So now it is perfectly working. Like here by mistake, I have put a hyphen over here. That was the error here. So now it is working successfully, right? So now I want to list it out, which is in data. So basically, I'm trying to check the data folder here. So this file should appear over here, right? So yes. So in manage table, data is managed fully by Hive, and actually it is stored in the warehouse directory only, right? So now let's try to load the data into manage table from local file system, right? So what I'm going to do, so let me go here to the Hive. So let me create a tabular column now, right? So let me create a table now. Say create table. I'm going to use if not exists. If not exists, right? So let me name it like products. So let me write like ID, begin, and also name of the product. So let it be string. And I can say like quantity, integer, right? So row format, delimiter, fields terminated by, I'm writing like comma, and then I'm going to store it as text file, right? Stored as text file, right? Stored as text file. Quantity, I have written it like integer. Yeah, fine, perfect. So what I'm going to do now, let me create the table. So create table. If not exists, let me write like products only, right? Products and ID. Let me give like begin, right? And then name of the product, right? So name, string, and quantity. Okay, let it be quantity, int, right? And then let me close the parenthesis, row format, delimited. So when you write, just be careful. If you miss something also, it will throw an error. So fields terminated by comma stored as text file, right? Stored as text file. So let me see. Yes, it is working successfully. So I have created tabular column now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to load data into managed table from the local path. So how can I load data into managed table from a local path? So let me write load data local in path. Right? And then let me write the path over here. So what I'm going to write, home, Cloudra, downloads, and I have to write that CSV file name, right? So if you remember, this is the name of the file, right? So into where I want to put it over here, into the table, right? Into the table, what I have created like a products, right? Definitely. So you can see that loading data to table, like whatever I have given, it is getting loaded, right? Now, in case if I want to check the output of it, what can I do? Select from products, right? So that is the name of that tabular column. So you can see this is how, because the numbers were, I mean, like the input and the CSV file, what I have used, and the products was mismatching. That is why it was showing like this. Okay, so no need to bother about it now. So let me create one more, say one more folder in the root directory of HDFS now. So let me name it this time Hadoop fs-ls. Sorry, I'm going to make directory, right? mkdir/data1. Right? So let me run this now. Right? So now what I want to do is I want to move the CSV file into this data1 folder now. Right? So how to write it? Hadoop fs copy from local home, just be careful, Cloudra downloads, right? So let me put the file name over here, /data1. Yes, okay. So now I want to check it off, right? So let me see Hadoop fs so let me list it down now. You can see this over here, right? So where is it? In data1 folder, right? So now let's try to load the data into managed table from HDFS, right? So what I'm going to do now here, let me load data in path. So I'm going to write this data1 and Let me write the CSV file name here. Where do I want to write? Into, what did I say? Products, right? So that is the name of the tabular column. Okay, fine. Right? So load data in path. I missed the slash here. So into table products, right? Yes. So I have done that now. So if you want to check the data, like select from products, right? You can see this is how it is actually showing us, right? So this is for the first load data and this is second loader data. So now the data is appended and both the files are actually present in the warehouse directory, right? So now, so how can I see that? Let me write Hadoop fs ls. Let me see whether it is in warehouse or not. User, what is the code? Hive warehouse. What is the name of my database? Tutorial 1. And then this is the CSV file name, right? Okay. But actually that is basically I named it like products, right? Table name, right? So let me see. Okay. Let me see whether it is there or not. So what I'm going to do, Hadoop fs ls /user Hive. Okay, let me copy that, right? So instead of terminal, I have written over there. So that I can save some time. Okay. So let me see. Okay. So when you write tutorial1.db, you can see that both the files you can see, right? The copied one also you can see here, right? So now in case if you want to overwrite a Hive table, how we can do that, right? If you want to overwrite, how we can do that? Say, let me write load. Okay. So let me go to Hive again, right? So, okay. So load data in path home Cloudera downloads, right? And then the CSV file name, right? So let me put it over here. Then I want to overwrite it, right? So what I'm going to write, overwrite into products. Overwrite into table products, right? So now you can see like I have loaded data local in path and then I have written the path here. I'm trying to overwrite into table products. So now once again, let's check it out. Right? So let me write select. So now you can see the table now, right? You can see that. So what we have done now, we have actually overwritten over here, right? So I hope that is clear. Let's now go ahead with the third one, say data loading using table to table method, right? Using table to table method. So let's now proceed with that. So let me exit first, right? So let me log into Hive. It takes few seconds. Don't worry about it. So Control L. Okay, so let me create table. If not exists, right? And then let me write products to ID string, sorry, ID big int name string and then quantity int, right? And then row format delimited fields terminated by the same, right? So whatever we have done before, stored as text file, stored as text file, right? So I have created another managed table now. So I'm going to load data from the existing table to the new table. So what I'm going to do now, insert into table products to. So by selecting the content from products.